Hello everybody. Sometimes I forget to bring you guys along and do an update video. So today I'm going to do a little bit of follow up on where I'm at. I'm going to focus mainly on the structure of what I did on the RV to hold all those components in the back end of the Tiffin, because by itself it's not strong enough. So I had to do some welding, some reinforcement, and I want to make sure I emphasize that so people don't think that the batteries can be held without all this reinforcement. So I'm going to take a few minutes and I'm going to poke around and give you an update, and then I'm going to take you underneath the RV and show you where all the structural work had been done. First, let me start on the outside. As you can see, everything's emptied. That transfer switch, the automatic transfer switch, I will not need anymore because the Quattro 2 does it already for the Victron. So I'm just temporarily putting that in because we're still camping. I still camp with it set up like this. So you can see the bay is empty. Couple of things I want to point out before I go on the underside is this is a vent I put in. This is actually the intake side of the vent, so that the Quattro can cool. And way back there, hopefully you can see it, is the exhaust fan. That's where the intake, the air will come out, blowing out. If you go across, you see that thing on the ceiling of the compartment. That is a thermocouple used to detect the temperature of the inverter. So as soon as it reaches a certain set point, it'll automatically kick on that exhaust fan and cool this compartment down. Right here, let me get it in focus, hopefully, is where the inverter will sit right up on that shelf laying down. And I think I've talked about the advantages of laying down. Quite honestly, I didn't have a lot of choice because there wasn't enough headroom in here. So that's where the inverter will lay down. The bottom will be towards me and the top will be towards the other side. So I'm going to take you underneath and show you where all the structural work that I did to reinforce the bottom of this compartment. Okay, now I'm laying underneath the RV. Hopefully the orientation comes out okay. That's the mud flap, and that's the back of the RV. This is the bottom side of that compartment I was just at, and you can see all the 1.5 by 1 inch tubes I put in here. That one, and that one. I put across to support the weight of the batteries, and those got welded directly into the bottom of the frame at various locations. So I'll go directly from the frame all the way over to the other structural member. That one was already there. You can see the power cord coming out. So those 3 structural members, and then this one right here, I took up through to the top so I can mount some components on it. So that vertical member I cut up through the floor, and you can see the hole up there where it goes up through the bottom of the compartment to the top of the storage compartment. So that's the structural work I had to do. I'm going to take you around and show you the floor. I lift up the rubber mat and show you the floor of that. Okay, now we're back at the top and I'm showing you the floor of the compartment. I put a rubber mat from a TSC, Tractor Central Supply, and that is a 1/2 inch rubber mat that they put on the bottom of horse or cow stalls. But underneath that, this is the important thing, I put a piece of 1/4 inch aluminum plate all the way across. It's just sitting in there, and then I've tapped in with some Tapcons. Key thing is, notice that I put some tap holes that come down through the top, and they'll go right through the rubber mat, and that is where the Epic batteries mounting brackets will go down through those holes and mount directly into that steel plate. So make sure, so the whole thing is supported by a 1/4 inch piece of aluminum. And then underneath that is where all the support from those 3 members I put across. So that should be ample to support the 2 97-pound Epoch batteries. So that's my quick update. Talk to you guys. Other quick update, I wanted to let you know that I'm transitioning from my bench setup that I showed you guys before. You can see a lot of the components are missing now. Batteries are still there, the inverter is still there, but I'm slowly transitioning them over to the board that I'm going to mount inside the compartment. So I'm starting to mount things and get things screwed down the way I want them. So That's and this board will just go directly in to that compartment. Talk to you later. Bye. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. I know there's been a long gap between the last video on bench testing and this one. I've been doing a little busy doing traveling on the RV and partially retiring from my full-time job so we can do more RVing. Be sure to stay tuned in the next video where I'll show you the completed installation. Please let me know if you have any questions or comments, and please pass this video along to anybody you think may find value in it. Thanks again.